Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my Lotus Esprit S2. So from last time you'll remember that I was clearing out this front compartment here and removed the bonnet. It's now propped up against that palm tree on a not permanent basis. I do put it back on the car when I'm not working on it just to keep the front compartment dry and until I found a better place to store it. But the next step in this restoration is to try and remove these lamp pods. And I think it should be a fairly straightforward process, but typical with my Esprit, the years of corrosion seem to be working against me and I'm a little bit stuck. So I'll bring you in closer and I'll show you what I'm facing. So in the front of the car here, you can see there's a recess in the body for the lamps to go into when they're down. And this is full up with detritus from many years ago when this car was actually being driven, or maybe when it was just being parked under a tree or whatever has left this stuff in here. But in order to get it out, I've undone a nut over here, but there's this pin, or whatever it is, that looks like some sort of bar that's holding it in on this side, which the bonnet hinge is attached to as well. So ordinarily I think you just remove a split pin which was here and then slide this off, and then you can push this bar out and then get the lamps out quite easily. But my split pin has broken, which isn't helping, and this hinge is actually somehow bonded to this bar here, so it's hard to slide it off. So I've tried some WD-40 and it hasn't really worked too well. I think I'm gonna have to try and drive it out with some sort of hammer and well, not a chisel, but something to push it through the hinge. But I want to be a little bit gentle with it, don't want to damage anything. So it might be one of those ones where I spray some more WD-40 on it, try it, if it doesn't work, leave it for a bit, and then try again, and hopefully gradually it will get further and further out until I can remove it. And it's the same on both sides, so I'll have to keep coming back to it, I think, and find something else to do. So I spent a long time trying to get these pins out using a hammer and WD-40 and whatever other methods I could think of, but they just weren't coming out, so I had to take more drastic action. So this was to use a hacksaw. Now this seems a bit extreme, but I really do think this caused less damage than I would have done continuing with the hammer, and it meant that I was able to get the lamp pods out in the end. So I got the passenger side lamp pod out in the same way, but interestingly the electrical connection was a bit harder to get off because there were two access holes on the driver's side, one behind each lamp, but on the passenger side there was only one, so presumably the driver's side had that hole cut for this reason, for the access. So I had to go in frontwards on this particular one. So removed the bezel from around the lamps and undid a couple of screws to try and get access to it. Then, typical British weather, it started raining, so I had to put the cover on for a moment. It was only a short shower, and then I was back out, ready to get the wiring off the back of the lamp pod. So the next job was to remove the side lights and indicator units from the front bumper. This was to gain access to the bumper bolts themselves and remove that from the front of the car. So these were the last electrical connectors on those side light and indicator units, so it meant I could get the wiring loom finally out of the front compartment, and it was quite satisfying to see the wiring go through that little hole like someone eating spaghetti. Now I must confess I had actually started doing the rear wiring loom removal a few weeks ago, and disconnecting the wiring on the rear lamps was relatively straightforward, but because the car's parked so close to the wall, when I tried to tackle the rear number plate lights, it was evident that there wasn't enough room really to get it done, and the car's bouncing up and down because I'm actually sitting in the engine compartment with the tailgate open. So in order to work on the rear of the car, I think I will have to spin it around and get to it that way. So after a bit of hoovering up in these lamp pods to get rid of some of that foliage, it was time to get my jack and my wheel jacks out and spin this car around. Now this was very hard work and very awkward to do. As you can see, I've got very limited space and I was getting very hot and sweaty, and my drive is also on an incline. It doesn't really come out in the videos, and so I had to use wheel chocks and wedges to stop the car from rolling A into my neighbour's car and B, possibly worse, into my Jag. So I was taking my time there, but eventually got it into the right position. Okay, so that was fun and quite a lot of effort to get the car spun round on my tiny driveway here, but at least the path is clear, which was a bit of a problem before. And it now means I've got a bit more room to film and work on the car at the back, which is why I did it. And actually, this being the business end of the Esprit, where the engine is and things, I'm hoping to bring you a bit more information about that over the coming videos. And I'd like to hear actually any comments from people watching this video, whether you think I can improve on the format of the video. I mean, I'm doing this for the first time, so any suggestions will be welcome. And also, I guess anything in particular that you want to learn about the car, which I might be able to share with you. It's new to me as well, the Esprit, so I don't know everything about it, but if there's something in particular I can help with, then that would be good. And also, I think from a motivational point of view, having the car spun round, kind of look at it from a different perspective with renewed vigour, and I'm very much looking forward to working on this end of the car. It's a bit different to the weeks of being at the other end, so I look forward to doing that. So nothing else for me to say except thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back again soon with a new video. Take care of yourselves and see you later. Bye bye.